Oh, baby, let's go! I'm all pumped up. We're ready to rock. Let's do it, man. Pharaoh Friday, little afternoon session. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Finish out the week, see what kind of work we can get done. How you guys doing? How we doing, man? Good day so far? Hope so. Hope so. ATR sitting 29. It's not the quickest day in the world, but look at this move, dude. This is something else. Let's do it. All right, so obviously, I didn't stream yesterday. Getting everything set up here. Secondly, I have 5 funded Lucid accounts. I have 4 Lucid Pros and 1 Lucid Direct. By the time I got 4 funded, I was like, Jesus, I'm done. I'm exhausted. So I bought a 5th funded at Lucid, and I just spent, what is it, $600, $550? I don't know. I spent some kind of money to get the Lucid Direct, so now I've got 5 Lucid Fundeds. Just like that. See, you gotta move quick. And by the way, this is one of them here right now. This is a 50K. This is a 50K. So it's my little guy. Seeing what we can get done here in the little guy. I don't know, man. I like to close a 43. This is a move. I'm just going to leave this guy on and see. It's not like the risk on this is so tremendous. Just 5 micros here in the little guy. Let's see what we can get done here. Also trade. We'll see if we can catch anything in the Apex counts. I will also trade TakeProfitTrader. My funded futures, maybe, though I have to wait. I got some of those passed for Monday. It's too easy, man. Some of you guys, you take 6 months to get 3 funded accounts. On Wednesday, I had 0 funded Lucids. I didn't even fucking know what Lucid was. Today, I have 5 funded accounts at Lucid. You gotta move, homeboy. Go. Go. There is no time. Full port Friday. Let's do it. Let's do it. Carzan, what's up, buddy? How are we? Big Dog. Roy, Cheryl, Ryan, Manuel. Good to see you. Mario, my man. Man, sitting short. Well, I am sitting long. I'm sitting long. Again, this is happens to be a 50K Lucid funded. So, see if I can, I don't know. This would be my, well, I assume the first day counts toward one of the days to fund it, even if you pass it on that day and then still trade it same day at Lucid, correct? I'm new to Lucid. This is a test run. See if we can put them out of business here with payouts. That's kind of the goal, right? So this would be my second session. We're gonna take, I don't know, what's the max? 300,000-400,000 first payout on the 50Ks, something like that. See if we can do that. Okay, this is a 5-minute chart that you're currently looking at. ATR on this chart is 30. This is bar 44. We got a minute 15 out till the rollover here. Come on now, bulls. All right, so let me think here. Payout-wise here on this account, again, this is a newer funded. It's a 50K, so the buffer is 2,100. Minimum payout, $500, right? Which minimum is 3 trading sessions, 2,600. Max payout on the first payout in a 50K here is $2,000. So if you can get to 54.1 in 3 days, you're set with no one day being more than 40% of the profit. Okay. So I think we can, I don't know, man. Again, max payouts are cool, but take the money, the payout money at least, not necessarily the profit when you're in a trade, right? Not the same thing at all. Yeah, so for Ninja Trader, I use the desktop version, of course. Well, I don't know. I've always used the desktop version. For TradeAvate, I have a question for you guys because look, everyone loves TradeAvate. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, I guess I have to use TradeAvate too. I actually like it a lot so far. It's kind of, this might sound a little bit odd to a lot of you guys because a lot of you have probably only been in this game for a year or 2 or 6 months or 4 years. When you're coming up on a decade, you know, it's sometimes you like to do things just to keep things fresh, make you remember why you love this to begin with, because at some point just making money, it's just like what you do. So at some point, the money just becomes a byproduct of having the edge at scale, right? So using TradeAvate, fucking fumbling around my mouse, it's, you know, I don't know, I'm enjoying it. And with prop trading, it's not like, I don't find it all that difficult, to be honest. This is going to sound really fucking whatever, but I don't find it all that crazy to have a positive ROI in prop. It's just like not that ridiculous at some point. It's not that hard. So I'm having fun. You know, market in, market out. Fuck it. We're enjoying it. But my question for you guys is the desktop version of TradeAvate. Does it look the same as this? This is what I always see people using when they post screenshots and shit. So is everyone using the web variation or is everyone using the desktop version and it just looks the same? This is the web version, which I find to be a little bit odd because I would never use this otherwise, but it works fine. No, sir. This account here, I'm trading them one at a time. Since I talked to you guys on Wednesday, I maxed out my Lucid funded. So this is a funded 50K at Lucid. It's a Lucid Pro. It's the same, huh? All right, well. I typically prefer the desktop variation of things, so maybe I'll download that later today and see what's up. Yeah, so I know they have hotkeys in TradeAvate, of course, and any respectable trading platform is going to have hotkeys. If you're using a platform that doesn't have hotkeys, something's off. But I will tell you, my initial assumption was like, okay, I gotta go in and set up my hotkeys. And then I thought about something. On Windows. First of all, there's 3 options here. I could use the same mouse and keyboard to trade Ninja and Tradeovate. However, if I go to take a trade in Tradeovate, but I happened to forget that I was still clicked into Ninja and I didn't put Tradeovate in focus, and I hit the hotkey, because I would have to match them to the same. Otherwise, if you have different hotkeys for different platforms, that might get confusing quick. All of a sudden, I'm long in Ninja when I meant to be long in Tradeovate. So then it's like, well, could you use 2 separate mouse and keyboards? First of all, I mean, I've done it before, but like it's a pain in the ass when you're trying to trade to have 2 mouses and 2 keyboards in front of you. Second of all, Windows only this is pretty niche stuff, but Windows recognizes any keyboard you plug in, even multiple, as 1 keyboard. So it wouldn't make a difference. And third, it's like, well, I could trade Ninja on one PC and Tradeovate on a second, but that's getting kind of nuts. So I was like, well, what if I just use my hotkeys as typical in Ninja? And then I, fumble around with a mouse like a goofball in Tradeovate. Seems fair to me. Okay, so I have another question for you guys, chat. If I'm trading like 2 or 3 props with Tradeovate, I have found it with the web-based version to be a massive pain in the ass. Every morning, I have to log in separately for each prop. How do you deal with that? It's my understanding that I can't have 3 different prop firms hooked up to the same instance of Tradeovate. Can I do that on the web-based version? Or sorry, on the desktop version? Multiple tabs, come on now, there's gotta be a better solution. The better solution is just, it's all Tradeovate, man, hook it up in Ninja. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I like having 2 separate things going now. All right, so bar 46 here. Closing up, minute 57 out. ATR sitting 27. Now the concern becomes, do we just see a nice big sideways trading range? ATR dipping, falling down to 25 here. There you go, bulls. All right, I'll pull that and we'll move on here. We'll see if this turns into a sideways trading range. A little concerned about that. If we continue forward, we're 313 out here from the close of bar 47. Then that'll kind of keep things maintained a little bit as they are. Look at this move, man. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right, Nasdaq pulling into 29.3. Minute 45 out from the close of big 47 here. Let's see what this guy brings. $60 seconds. Well, let's watch how this guy closes up. Comes the rollover, 10 seconds out. By the way, this is where I would use a stop limit buy and see if they want to take it. All right. Bar 48. So, by the way, using the wick low 45, and then you could also say 46, 47, but really 45 to manage risk. If the bears were to pull it back and take that out, we're looking probably at a trading range, in which case my idea is out the window. So that's the logical thing to do, place to place it. No, these are funded. I already maxed out Lucid. Took me 1 day. See, I don't know what everyone's problem is. I think people are too scared to bet on themselves. It took me 1 day. I have 5. If it takes you, 3 months, how could you beat someone who, how could you beat someone who moves quick? You can't. Move faster. Now, in the fundeds, as you size down, you trade a little bit more responsibly. But in the evals, I get it. There's only so much money to go around. But, I'll tell you what, guys. When I was 18, 19, 20, I would max. I would spend everything. I'd max out all my credit cards to learn a high value skill. Can I learn one thing from there? Okay, I'll pay you $3,000 on a credit card. Don't give a fuck. Eventually, I'll just pay it off. And I did, because it worked. Now, if you don't have some undeniable confidence in yourself, that's a problem. You might just die in debt. But, if that's just not an option to you, you're like, well, there's no other way other than to figure out how to provide value to an industry, I suppose, with no cap. How do you provide value as a trader? Well, you add liquidity. In prop, it's a little more complicated. We could go into it, but you'd say, well, it's not like real orders, though, in prop. Yeah, I get it, but you're playing the same game. You're playing the same game. Javaz says, took me a year to get 3 funded accounts. You gotta move, my man. I get it, dude. I get it. Question, how long did it take for you to turn the corner and become consistently profitable? By the beginning of the 3rd year, I was paying like all of our bills pretty much with trading. And then it was full time from there. I was trading. I wasn't doing anything else at some point in there. Now, I've been refining RAM and will continue to do so forever. But I've been refining RAM the entire 9 years, almost decade that I've been doing this. You don't just like one day wake up and you're like, that's it. I know everything I'll ever need to know now. It's fucking over. If you're not trying to get better, you're going to get fucked. But, you know, it's taken some people 15 years. I wouldn't say rounding into the 3rd year is so long, but I will say it probably shouldn't have taken me that long. But I fell into the trap that all of you fall into, which is why sometimes when I say things, some of you are probably like, haven't faced that yet, but a lot of you I know, because you tell me, are like, how did you know that? Yeah, because it's almost like I've been there, right? Bulls, you bunch of babies, ATR 24, let's get moving. Question, how do you feel about being aggressive on the funded accounts, or would you rather just do base hits and stay in the game? Look, this is a different answer for everybody. It's a different answer depending on where you're at. I know you're like, bullshit, bro, give me the real answer. This is the real answer. The real answer is if your ROI positive is just barely over, like your eyeballs are above the waterline and that's it, you gotta just take base hits. But if you're making money, hand over fist, like at least most of the time, most months, you're like doing really well. Let me put it this way. If you're advertising, some of you won't know what I'm talking about, but try to follow me even if you've never done this. If you're advertising and you're spending $100 a day and you're pulling in $500 in revenue, okay, by the time you fulfill whatever, it's like, you got a pretty fucking good ROI, right? Maybe even more. Okay, but that's at small scale. Anybody can do this at small scale. Do you stay there and just keep hitting your base hits, or do you scale that shit to spending $100,000 a day, which is gonna get way more difficult to still pull a positive ROI at scale, but you're going to be making tons more money. And the difficulty aspect, I don't know if it totally carries over to trading. The only difficulty added, I would say, is managing a lot more accounts in the prop space. But, you know, like, what's your personality type? Are you a $100 a day kind of guy, or do you want to scale this shit big? Your ROI starts to maybe come down. Why? Because your expenses go up. This maybe isn't the best example because advertising, you know, has diminishing returns at scale. But trading might too. So, especially if you're not necessarily, you know, you're a little bit looser in the funded. So, I want to scale. You know, I don't want to stay small. That's never been the goal here. The goal has never been, I'll make, you know, $250 a day and fucking, you're broke. $250 a day, bro. Dinner is $800. The fuck are you talking about? You set a reasonably nice spot. Which, you know, time and place, not always. I don't know. Not really my thing all the time. News says, man, it's relative. $100 a day times 20 accounts is life-changing for many. Well, news, now that's $2,000 a day of profit. That's a different conversation here now. You gotta forget the dollar amounts that I'm using. Just think about what I'm talking about. When you're ROI positive in a very major way, you have room to scale, and even if your expenses creep up and your ROI X factor comes down, you're profiting much more money. I feel like this shouldn't be that complicated to understand. I think you guys get what I'm saying, right? But if you're staying small and you're trading one funded and you're taking, you know, base hits, maybe 3 trades a week kind of shit, and you're making money, but like barely, you don't really have room to let the expenses creep up by trying to scale out. And especially if you start taking more trades, your expected value is almost certainly going to dip negative. So you don't really have room. So you need to focus on increasing that X factor before you can scale. Question, how do you think the new PDT rule in June will affect futures? I don't think it will. I don't think it will. There's a lot of people trading stocks right now. You're gonna have people, you know, that's kind of like saying, it's similar to saying, you know, how do you think shitcoin trading taking off will affect futures? It's different interests. If anything, it'll bring more people into the future space and make it even better. Rising tides lift all ships kind of thing. People trading stock is not the enemy. It's a very good thing. It's more liquidity in the market in general. And some of those people will come into the futures world because futures are undeniably a tremendous intraday instrument. They're great. They were designed for intraday trading, active trading, I should say, and hedging, of course. We are trading, this is the Nasdaq, baby. Nasdaq futures. All right, there's the rollover. Big bar 50 into bar 51. See what it brings. By the way, Bear's trying to pull this guy back into a range. Keep an eye out here. Stop below the wick low of 45. ATR sitting 24, by the way. Starting to get a bit slow. It's all right. It's all right. We're kind of over the hump, I think, as far as low volatility. If anything, we should, at least ideally, at least maintain this through the afternoon as we get closer to power hour. Let's see if the bear is taking me out. Not a chance, baby. Not a chance. NZX, can you explain in a few words? I'll try. What is your edge? Because they say they trade with volume profiles, CVDs, and delta and order flow. If they try to trade your way, I'm blind, meaning my way. A few words. RAM, context, price action, logic. 4 words. That's a few words, I'd say, right? All right, wick low 45. Let's see if the bears got me. Are we about 1 tick away? Jesus. There you go, bears. All right. Well, still green on the day in that account. Let's pop back to Ninja, see what's up. See what's up, bar 51. So actually, I'm in the my 150K, one of my 150K fundeds here now on Lucid. And I'm gonna hit this for a swing and risk the wick low of 39. You'd say, wow, that's a long ways. Yeah, that's why I'm trading 5 micros. It's a 150K account, man. All right, let's see. Zoom out a little so you see what the fuck's going on. See what's up. Gaines says, I enjoy trading 150K take profit trader accounts, but passing the evals and the buffers took a while. Yeah, the 150Ks are definitely, I'll put it this way, the 50Ks are definitely easier, noticeably, than the 150s. I know it seems like you run the math and you're like, okay, it should be X factor more difficult. I don't know, man. The 50Ks are like really easy for me to pass. The 150s, they're definitely a bit more challenging just because the factor. I mean, obviously it makes sense, right? Like what I'm saying, you're like, yeah, no shit, dude. But it seems like more difficult than you expect. The difficulty increase, I should say, seems like a larger factor than you would expect by just running the math. That's what it feels like, I'll say. Obviously, mathematically, we already know what the truth is. But all that being said, this is a 150 that you're looking at right now. Because you know I can't help myself. So, you know, bar 51 here. I'm just buying a small to moderate bear body, closing in the lower third of a soft bull channel. That's it. That's it. By the way, guys, see how there's an order here? And there's no volume here? That's because this is high of day. That green line, I feel like, should really be a different color. But I'm naked to the upside on purpose. Isaac, what's up, big dog? How we doing? Got bar 53 here. Opening up. Let's see. Question, what are your thoughts on negative reward to risk? It's just a math problem. People have too many thoughts on all different reward to risk values. Look, guys, I could sit and record a video and have it edited all pretty and post it and title it, you should be trading 10 to 1 reward to risk $100 and make 30,000. And everyone would go, thank you, we love you. And I'd be fucking lying to your ass, because what the fuck even is that? What is this? This is buying lottery tickets. It's fucking insane to me. Can you make that math work? Of course you can make that math work. If you're cool with having a ridiculously tiny win rate, psychologically. Can you make the math of negative reward to risk work? Of course you can. You just have to have a win rate, which naturally will likely come over a big sample size if you build in edge into what you're doing. Price action, context, logical decision making to make up for the negative reward to risk. All this is a math equation. This is not complicated, you guys. All right, let's see how 53 closes up. We got 255 out. Watch this little guy. See bulls wicking it back right away here. We'll see. Captain Crunch says, for prop firms with trailing drawdown, those high reward to risk per trade models are very difficult to stick with. Yeah, I agree. And we're talking personal accounts for the sake of keeping it simple to understand. But when you start getting into prop firms, you know, it's you end up usually with kind of like the possibilities of how to make the math work naturally start to suck in, because going for massive high reward to risk trades are going to have a small win rate, and it's going to be tougher, I think, much tougher to actually get payouts at least consistently with prop firms because of the drawdown rules, etc. Question, what are your thoughts on salary 9 to 5 wagers? I think it takes a real fucking man to do whatever it takes to provide for his family. And if he's unhappy with where he's at, then work on changing that while dragging your ass to the thing you're unhappy with because you love your fucking family. That's what I think about that. I will never, you will never ever hear me shame a man doing what he has to do to provide. Wrong fucking spot, bro. But if you're unhappy, I think the biggest sin is just living with that. Saying, fuck it, I'm not going to change anything. Question, Big Dog, please explain your logic on when your trade is in the green by 40 points and it reverses to break even and you don't get out. Please explain. Let me Uno reverse this on you. Please explain why you think it's the right decision to get out. I think that's where we should start. And by the way, that's not always true. It's bar by bar management. It depends on the trade. The problem is most people, their answer to what I just asked is because I don't want to lose money. Yeah, well, there you go. There's the fucking problem. That's emotional. Emotions are not the correct answer. They can be aligned by coincidence, but they have no relationship. How you feel has nothing to do with whether or not you have edge as a trader, and completely disconnected. Well, ATR is hanging out around 25 here. We're hanging out. All right, there's the rollover into bar 55. Inside close of 53. Keep an eye out here. Watch how 55 closes up. Wiggles. Little wiggles. Whoops. Don't mean to do that. Jesus. What do you guys think? Are we seeing 30K next week? In the chat. 30K Nasdaq next week or what? Man, can you believe it? It's crazy. I'll tell you what, man, I think 30K Nasdaq end of day. And I'll still be sitting long. Well, you know, I'll tell you what. This is a 5-minute chart you're looking at again. ATR sitting 27.6. Which, you know, that's not so ridiculously low on the ATR. It's lower than we saw yesterday. This time of day yesterday, we had an ATR, what, 40-ish? So it's lower than we saw yesterday, but things feel... They feel a little slow just because we have been sideways, you know, the last 20 minutes. Yep, back in the green. $17 profit. Better book it up, huh? Green is green, baby. Question, what indicator do you watch? I watch price action and my brain. me explain something to you guys. If there was an actual, just literal indicator that you could put on a fucking chart that would make you tons of money, that would mean that it would have to have edge, correct? You follow me so far? Or are you on TikTok already? That would mean it would have to have edge, correct? And if it had edge, for real, it would get priced out of the market because every institution would jump on it instantly. And within a month, it would no longer have edge. It would get priced out, the edge would. It would get forced out. If there was literally just a line that you could put on the chart that made you tons and tons of money. Use your head a little bit, come on now. Easy Glider been buying up Apex accounts with code BIG. My guy, yes sir. Yes sir. Speaking of which, TakeProfitTrader daily payouts. Again, I think just about the best firm right now for if you're trying to bootstrap going full time. 40% off, no activation fee if you use code BIG, B-I-G, when you sign up. That activation fee is $130 for you. Zero, my man. Yeah, Martingale, yeah. Martingale, Jesus. The Martingale system works if you have unlimited money and unlimited table limits or unlimited liquidity in the market's case. But if you had unlimited money, why would you need more? So it's a flawed system. It doesn't work. Don't even try it. Oh, you bulls. Oh, you bulls. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna walk away with a trade on. You say, you can't do that. Do whatever the fuck I want, big dog. All right, give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes and just getting coffee. We'll see if something crazy happens. Scream it out loud in the chat. Maybe I'll catch wind. All right, what's up? What's up? We're back. Trade basically unchanged. Little in the red. Question, you gonna be watching the UFC fight tomorrow? You know it, big dog. There's nothing I'd rather do. Nothing I'd rather do on my Saturday night. Watch a couple of men get real sweaty and bloody. Oh, you know we love that. Pizza and beer with the boys. We'll watch some men roll on top of each other. Fucking right. No, I'm not gonna be watching the UFC fight. I'm gonna be hanging out with my wife. Break even on the trade here. Bulls! Come on now. You know, it's funny because I'm just playing, by the way. But it's funny because I will, you know, I'm not going to sit there and watch the whole thing. But when it's Olympia season, like, I'll pay attention 100%. And I might watch, you know, I'll watch highlights of it and stuff as it's coming out. But it's like, that's even, you know... So you want to watch, you know, a bunch of men get up there in thongs and pose down. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Getting all oiled up. Go on, Bulls. Take out 29-3. Take out high a day. Let's keep this soft bull channel pushing. Bulls, come on now. Well, Nasdaq having some trouble here with this sideways range. You got 29.3. Nice slow grind. ATR sitting at 25. Again, that's the average range here of a 5-minute bar. If you're just joining us, we're trading the Nasdaq. And I'm sitting long. I got 5 micros loaded up and a funded. It's a little slow afternoon. See if we can tack on a bit of profit here. What was the idea on this trade? All I did was buy a small to moderate bear close, closing in the lower third of a soft bull channel. That's it. That's it. Basic trade here. Now we've gone sideways since then, but there's nothing I can do about management. You know, you see you got an inside close here on this bar, inside the wick low of this bar. Not too much going on. But for me, if I see this trade 1,000 times, I know I gotta hit it. So I will! And then we sit and wait. Well, damn, bulls. Chat. Long or short, how you sitting, man? How are you sitting? And if you really got a set on you, what price? I know you guys just like to say, oh, I'm long. At what price? At what price, big dog? That blue line here on TradeAvate, at least. That's the entry. That was my entry, I should say. Nah, philosopher, I just trade RAM, dude. Treated me very well, so I don't cheat on that. All right, open a bar 59. So, by the way, for context here, because I'm sure we've got a lot of people joining us fresh, I'm sitting long from the close of this bar here. In a funded 150K. Where's your take profit? Higher, big dog. More is the answer. What is RAM? RAM is the wrench action method. When I was developing it, it did not have a name. I only developed it for myself. And it's treated me very well, so I'll share with you. It's just the price action methodology and approach to the market, the way I think of things that I take every day. Every day. It's all based on RAM, everything I do. Question, do you let market structure... What a good question, man. Welcome. Do you let market structure determine your stop loss, or is it based on points? Market structure. Here, look. See that? Makes logical sense, correct? Yes, sir, it does. And by the way, you know, something that took me probably a little longer to understand. Now, by the way, using arbitrary stops, like, can you do that? Well, I mean, sure, if you really don't understand what you're looking at as far as market structure, but like long term, the way to approach this is to use market structure. And then you might say, yeah, but Nico, I don't, you know, this is pretty common out here on the stream. People will come in and they'll say, oh, I don't know, it's a lot of points. I get it. You're like, that, oh, 90 points, man. 87 points. I don't know about that. You size down. Adjust your size based on what is necessary to risk for that particular trade. Right? There's no such thing as that's too much risk unless you're already at 1 micro. You know what I mean? Question, is Tomb Pro the only option available to learn RAM? Tomb Pro is the course. It's a living and breathing course. Tomb Pro is not a membership. It's not a membership. You're buying access to all of the educational material, and it's not a stagnant course. Because I think that fucking is bullshit. That's stupid. Because market conditions change, we all learn more. There's no point ever as a trader where you're like, that's it. It's all done. I don't have to ever fucking get better ever again. So it's a living and breathing, it's living and breathing course material. So you're buying access to the material. It all lives in the portal. 50 plus hours of content, believe it or not. And then in addition to that, I'm going live for students. We call it RAM Labs every week, every Tuesday. And then every day, I do a Tomb Talk, which students submit Q&A questions for. So that's what it is. Yeah, Tomb Pro is the only way. Well, come on now, bulls. What do you think? We got a single bar sideways range. No bar by bar management reason for me to get out as of yet. We'll keep an eye out. Question, what do you think of quant traders who swear that it's impossible for retail traders to have an edge? I think it's goofy. I think it's silly. I think quant traders are coming from a world where they live in a different world. They don't trade like we do, really. They're taking a completely different approach to the market. Usually, it's some kind of arbitrage. Not always, but a lot of times quant traders are working on some kind of arbitrage opportunity, which is an edge. It's just a much different kind of edge. And what they don't understand as well about retail is they're in a world where they're managing billions of dollars. Remember we were talking about the advertising scaling issue, where when you scale an advertising campaign, the ROI always reaches a point where you're no longer profitable, just because at scale you're reaching colder and colder audiences. The same thing with Coca-Cola, right? At some point, if you're advertising to, I mean, I don't know where the hell this would be, but folks on an island and they don't know what Coca-Cola is and they see a billboard of it, they're like, I just drink water, you know, from a tree or something. That's a colder and colder audience. Now you have to warm them up, which costs more money, and now your ROI negative at some point. You can only scale so far. So with retail trading, it's very similar. But the thing is, we don't need to manage many, many billions of dollars. Like, we're trying to provide for our families. You can make a shitload of money as a retail trader, but they're operating on a different scale. I don't think they're contextually understanding that, like, we're trying to make millions of dollars or tens of millions or maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars. They're operating on a much different scale. They're in morning meetings. They're probably working on algorithms that take advantage of arbitrage opportunities with spreads, market making, etc. It's different. It's a different world. So I think speaking on it from that perspective is kind of silly. It's kind of silly unless you've been in this game for 10 years as a retail trader. All right, man, if you haven't yet, in the chat, man, hit the like button. Or dislike, big dog. Whatever you got. If you're in a mood on a Friday, do it to me. I can take it, don't worry. Well, ATR is starting to fall here. 5-minute chart, ATR 22.9. Not tremendous, you know? So, you know, you're starting to get to that point where you're starting to really get to that point here. Let me show you this way, where it almost makes sense. You could start making the argument, if we start getting up into this region, to short it and risk the wick high of 50 for a low probability, big reward risk trade. The difference is, you remember how we've always talked about, I can be long and you can be short, or vice versa, and we can both make money or lose money depending on management. You got to remember that's always true. That's always true. There is no right direction. On most candles throughout the day, you could buy or sell, especially in a range market, and make money. It just depends how you manage it. Okay, that doesn't mean that you should be just buying or selling and trying to make money on any given bar, because there's no way to quantify that edge. But theoretically speaking, that is the truth on most bars, especially in range markets. So keep an eye on this long here. We'll see. All right, bar 61. Okay, so as this, by the way, continues to be kind of a sideways range, we're starting to get into do the best you can territory as far as management, so that's where my head's at now. Holy shit, this volatility is getting low. ATR sitting 21 now, by the way, on a 5-minute chart. 7 points in the money. Nice and slow. Question, did you ever try Forex before futures? No, I never really... No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe a brief little checkout of the industry, but Forex has problems. So you guys have always heard me rank trading instruments, right? As far as, let's forget about the fact that options have built-in edge. Again, the very first thing ever, I quickly did transition into heavy intraday stuff, but the very first thing ever that allowed me to first pay everything I needed to with trading was net sell option strategies. So you're talking spreads, varying leg counts of spreads. Okay, but what was the question? Forex. I would put Forex down there with crypto as far as quality of active trading. The problem with Forex is the prices are unreliable. The brokers are untrustworthy. There's so many issues with it. I think Forex is more popular overseas. Nope, not necessarily. This is just the high a day. That is not an order. See how there's no order count? Just the high a day. I didn't move. I added it in. Futures, look, an options portfolio, a net sell options portfolio full of spreads takes 5 minutes a day to manage. It's not a big deal. At least if you know what you're doing. Yes, sir. I'm live every single day. Except yesterday. Yesterday was a special case. 21 on the ATR. Goodness gracious, man. Slow ass market at this point. All right, Bears. What you got? Question, what are the worst trading strategies? That's a pretty broad question because a strategy can be managed a million different ways, but here's what I will say because this is the real answer. It's not the A, B, C, D answer that every beginner wants, but this is what you need. I'm not going to give you what you want. I'll give you what you need. The worst strategy is for a beginner to come in and start making discretionary, meaning on the fly, decisions based on gut instinct, because your gut instinct is completely fucking backwards. Now, what I mean by that is beginners, they love entering in trading ranges. This is sitting through a trading range. That's different. Beginners love entering in trading ranges because it feels safe. They also love betting on early breakouts after trading ranges, which have 80% probabilities of eventually failing. So, and they're also, by the way, terrified to buy highs in a bull trend and sell lows in a bear trend, which is exactly one of my best trades. Not literally buying the high, but when I get a RAM continuation trade that happens to be the high or low if I'm going short, you guys have seen me take that trade a million times. Tremendous. Well, go on, you balls! This is the most movement we had in an hour. Oh, man. So ATR sitting 22 here. You know, that's not 22. Believe it or not, it's not like the slowest market ever, but it certainly feels that way because the volatility is maintaining in a trading range. So we're not going anywhere. Roll over into bar 64. All right, Bears, what's up? What's up, Bears? Welcome to the party, man. Let's go. All right, we're 13 minutes out here from the roll into power hour. ATR is now sitting 20.9 on a 5-minute NQ chart. Two and a half minutes out to the close of bar 64. You ever trade ES? Sure. Sure. All right. Minute 27 out. Yeah, so the thing with, look, NQ and ES, all the OGs traded ES. The newer generation here is more attracted to NQ because it typically is kind of more the wild child, right? And there's also something to be said because ES is a lower price, right? So each tick is a higher percentage of each trade. Okay, so what that also ends up doing is it depends on how your commissions and fees are structured, but sometimes since you're getting more points on NQ trades on average, of course, because it's just a more expensive priced instrument, the commissions and fees can be a little bit more efficient, is what I meant to tell you. But like, it's not worth, if you're killing it on ES, it's not like, oh, you got to go to NQ. Tons of people have traded ES, probably more over the years successfully than NQ, just because it's been, you know, again, ES was what all the OGs traded. That's just what it was. I think now that we have like the internet and stuff, I think people are moving more toward NQ because it's just a little more wild. But that's it. They're extraordinarily similar. It really doesn't matter. If you're like, Nico, you can never trade NQ again, only ES, I'll say fine. Who gives a shit? I don't really care. All right, 355 out here from the close of 65. Yep, bull's taking it right back into the range. Big surprise, right? All right, Bulls. I want to see an ATR. Currently, it's up 20. What do you think? 80? 85? For a reasonable ATR? I think that makes sense. Now, the green line, again, guys, this is not an order. Now, I'm currently in the boat where this trade's been going sideways for an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm now in the take it bar by bar, do the best you can period of this trade. Which when you end up in a trade that goes sideways, you're going to end up in that situation a lot over your career. There's nothing you can do to prevent that. It's just every trader ends up in this situation. And I'm very comfortable in this situation because I know what I need to do. Oh, but that green line, that's just the high of day. That's all it is. I'm naked to the top. right, bears. Watch this guy. Ten seconds out till the close. Watching the wick low of this. See that? Big wick back. Closed even inside the previous bar. All right, I'll leave it. Leave it. Watch next bar here. All right, we are 5 minutes out. This is the last 5-minute bar here until we get the rollover into what is officially power hour. Watch how 66 closes. Beautiful. Let's get some volatility going, man. Good, you bears. Light up the bulls. There you go. Now you can see what's going on. We are trading Nasdaq. Two minutes till the close here, bar 66. Bulls trying to take this bar green. $60 seconds out, by the way, until bar 66 closes. All right, here we go. Ready? 193 and a quarter. Got the rollover coming. Place him. If the bears want to take out that wick low of the new bar, in that case, for me, you're looking at the first bar to close outside, but that's enough for me to stop participating in that long. If they want to take it out. All right, 3 minutes here until the close of 67. See if these bulls got it in them. Well, damn, bulls! Not too bad, my man. Got a lot of work left here to do. All right, 65 seconds out. Let's see what these bulls do. They could close it above the wick high of 66. All of a sudden, it's like, damn. Closing just basically right inside the wick high of 66. So we watch 68. See if the bulls got it. Now we got this range to deal with here. All these little wick highs. Now you know what a scared trader does? Or what I should say is an insecure trader about their long-term performance. They book it up right now. Which is about the worst thing I could possibly do for my long-term data. And if it turns around and stops me out, don't really give a fuck, big dog, to be honest with you. There's 150K funded. I'm trading 5 micros. Like, who gives a shit? Just do your job. That's it. Vaz, my man. Nah, it's RSI. We still got Ninja, homeboy. Of course. It's not a change. We're scaling. Alright, bulls, that's not too bad. Let's see if we can get a press into the highs, see how that looks. You know these late day presses into the high can start getting squirrely. Alright, you got 58 seconds here, by the way, till this bar rolls over. Mac, what's up, big dog? All right, by the way, that's the rollover into bar 69. Lifestyle says, close it out, man. Lifestyle, is that what you would do? Would you get flat right now? Would you take it? Come on now, Bulls. We got 29-3. Brando, what's up, brother? No, we're just scaling, man. We're scaling to more firms. Trading 4 props now. All right, now, Bulls. You're just saying good trade, man. It ain't over till it's over. It ain't over till it's over. Didn't we already learn that to the downside? Little bit of struggle. I don't know, man. All right, here you go. 10 seconds till the rollover of 69 into big bar 70, Bulls. Give us a little pop. Big doji on 69. Interesting bar on 69. Yeah, so I don't necessarily need this guy to swipe the highs, though that'd be best case scenario, but just take it easy, chill the fuck out. I'm looking to see if we can come in for a press of the highs. Again, I said this, 45 minutes ago. At this point, I'm in do the best you can territory. When you enter a like a limit order reversion trade like this in a soft bull channel and it turns into a sideways range, you come in to do the best you can territory without giving the edge away on a silver fucking platter. So for me, it's like, yeah, could I book it here? Sure, not gonna. I want to see if we can press the high at least. What do you guys think? We coming in for a press? What do you think? Again, I'm just trying to save the math here. Not save it, make it look the best that I can is the better verbiage. So I don't need a swipe necessarily, but a press is ideal. Nobody wants to say, huh? Are we hitting the high or are we rejecting early? What's up? No one wants to take a bet, huh? I get it. Scary to put your username on that shit, man. Yeah, let's see if we get it. Yeah, 350. I have a time-based stop to be flat for the 350 algo anyway. Because, we know that 350 algo is 50-50 effectively. By the way, ATR is sitting about 23-ish, just below 22.94. All right, you got the close of bar 70 into the open of bar 71. Come on, now, bulls. Give me a press. Just coming into it. You know, in these low volatility conditions, when you press a high like this after a big sideways range, it could pop through. It could pop through a few points, catch itself, and then trend higher. A lot of times it's going to try to press through. Whether it does or not is up in the air, and then fade back into the range. So, see if we can get that at all. What just happened? Well, I think we're good. I think the browser just reset. Go on, you bulls! I don't know what that was. Nothing else happened except the trade evade window. Oh man, this market is slow. What was that? Well, something, huh? Question, why do you not reverse to short above 29.3? Why don't you explain to me why that's the obvious thing to do? Please enlighten me. There's a 5-minute chart that you're looking at, by the way. 5-minute NQ. Roll over into 71. All right, 225. Just hanging out, man. Not too much going on here. Slow market, ATR 22. Question, if your stop loss is 45 points, are you going for a 90-point take profit? 900-point take profit, my man. All right, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to get a refill here. Be right back, my man. Don't you go anywhere. Break even, I guess, on the trade here. What's up? How we doing? Oh my god, you bulls, you bears, somebody, man. So it's time to about start trading around in this little core position, huh? This is already a funded. What are you talking about? This is not an eval. Remember I said I was going to get into testing out Lucid on Wednesday? Yeah, well, I already have the max amount of funded accounts. You guys, some of you guys move too slow, man. Go! There is no time! Now, granted, I have 4 Lucid Pros, and I do have 1, to clarify, I bought 1 direct to funded. Because I was like, I'm sick of this shit. It's $600. Let's just, so what? All right, coming into 235 here. Go, you bulls. Bop it, bop it. We got 15 minutes, by the way. Till we, get the 350 algo. Joe, you know what? When you trade small, by the way, you know, this is 1 funded. You're like, if you're just joining us here, the reason I'm on TradeAvid is because I'm scaling. I'm trading with 4 different prop firms now. So this is 150K. And the size here is so much smaller than I'm used to. It's not, you know, having some big pair or something. It's just, when you trade small, you just really don't give a fuck. Because you know, I don't know how many times I gotta say it. You just do the logical things, you maintain your edge, you manage the trade as necessary, you wait for 3 fucking hours apparently for a tiny little trade. You do your thing. That's it. And you got to desensitize yourself. The reason that works, by the way, is you got to desensitize yourself to numbers early. Early, meaning young. As young as you are right now. You're never going to be this young again. So if you're like, man, I'm terrified of $1,000 risk or whatever, you tell me you want to make, you know, 6 figures a month. In one ear, out the other. If the next thing you say is, yeah, but I can't, oh man, I can't stomach, you know, I can't stomach a $1,200 drawdown. Misaligned, bro. It's a problem. Desensitize yourself. You know, in business, the bigger, more profitable business you have, the bigger drawdowns or losses you're going to have to be able to stomach. It's no different here. It's just money, bro. At the end of the day, it's just money. Even if you go to zero, if you live in a spot where you're spending a Friday afternoon with me, sitting on the computer or your phone, trading the US markets, even if you go to zero, you're fucking okay. You're fine. And you know what? It'll just make the story better. Clean yourself up, go again. You have to do it 100 times? Fuck it, man. Life should be intense. All right, we got a minute 17 till this bar closes up. And rolls over into bar 75, coming into 240 here, by the way. All right. There's the rollover into bar 75. Big bar 75. Bulls, do it to them now, man. Okay, I'm now 10 minutes out from the 350 algo, which means I've got a time-based stop ahead of me. Unless the Bulls are able to take this thing higher and I'm able to just do the best I can here. With how this sideways range ended up the last two plus hours. Goodness. No, it's not a silly question. You're good. Yeah, I'm sitting long. Here, look. For those of you guys who are new, see this? That means I have 5 contracts at this price, which you can also see the blue line here. And this is one funded account, okay? So typically I'm copy trading, but in trade of it here, I'm trading one at a time. There you go. Market's slow. Oh, you bulls, you bunch of babies! All right, 243. It's getting late. Time-based stop coming in hot. 29.3. I think that's about the best I can. All right, close it. Not too bad. Slow afternoon. All right, bar 75. Yeah, I could copy trade my accounts in TradeAvate. They have a built-in copier. But I'm using TradeAvate to slang, dude. A lot of people like to watch me scalp in a more relaxed manner. Here in Ninja Trader, we get the best of both worlds. But in TradeAvate, I don't know, man. I just plan to kind of slang one at a time. I'll probably get... That's a lot. I don't know. I'm dealing with, like... That's a lot of accounts. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'll decide to copy trade some in TradeAvate, but... I already said, you know, on Wednesday, TradeAvate, I'm clicking around like a goofball. And Ninja Trader, we're trading how I always trade. Because I've always done both. You know, don't put me in a box, dude. I've been doing this a long time, you know what I mean? So... So let's see how the Bulls end up taking out 29.3. If they're able to take it up toward the high. Could you imagine? They blow it through the high as soon as I fucking... Oh, well. Lifestyle, what's up, buddy? How are we? Well, what's up with you guys? How'd you guys do today? And by the way, who's trading evals? Who's trading fundeds? Who's trading personal accounts? In the chat, what's up? Did we have a relatively decent Faro Friday? W. Scott trading fundeds, personal, and evals. Vehicle evals. Beauty. Big E! Eric's trading 8 evals up 1,200. Good work. James, funded and personal. Good job. Clat, eval just getting into futures. Welcome to the big leagues, my guy. Come on in, the water is fine. By the way, 3 minutes out here from the 350 algo. Well, turns out I made just about the right call. In my do the best I can situation, when you enter a trade and it goes sideways. Not that hindsight is helpful, but making conversation, man. What's the 350 algo? So at 3:50 p.m. Eastern time, a bunch of algorithms hit to rebalance, heading into the close. And typically, it leads to movement that is effectively 50-50. It's basically 50-50. So I prefer... Now, there's nuance, right? If you're in a big, giant, wide swing trade, the 350 algo isn't really too much of a concern for you. You can handle whatever it does. But for day traders, I prefer to be flat for the 350 algo. It's 50-50. It's not, it's not risk I want to have on. All right, 50 seconds out in the chat right now. What's up? You think they're going to take out the high on the 350 algo? Let's see. Again, that algorithm is 50-50, man. Don't get it twisted. 30 seconds out. All right, rollover, ready? 50-50, ready? Down. Pop up. Heads, tails. It's 50-50, dude. There's no edge on trading the 350 algo. So did they take it out? Yeah, they barely took it out. Just barely by a tick or two. Might be down anyway. A lot of times you'll get a pop. Or what I should say, a lot of times on the algo, you'll get a move and then it'll fade the opposite direction. Yeah, Bartlett, it's pretty much every day, to varying degrees. Sometimes the volatility is not so crazy, like here today, it wasn't really much. A lot of times, well, I should say some other times, it can be crazier moves. It depends on the day. How do you know, by the way? You don't. It's 50-50. All right, man. Hey, I had fun hanging out with you guys. Let's get back to it. Midas Monday. Coming in hot, man. All right. See you guys soon. Hang in there. Don't tweak out all weekend. Market's closed, so do your job. Rest up, guilt-free. There's not a damn thing you can do. It's closed, big dog. We're all in the same boat. All right. See you Monday.